What's goody? Good day, greetings, and welcome to episode 2 of the Perfect Play.
Perfect Play.
Cues in the house.
Podcast that teaches you how to make your next move your best move. I'm your host, Tim Spicer, the most coached, uncoachable, can't coach me. Let me show you how to coach, and I'm accompanied by the incomparable team of coaches. I'm going to just let that marketing and co-host say, what's up to the people?
What's up, people? What's up, cheerleaders? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am your co-host. I am C. Will, the coach, and I'm glad to be back and in the seat, baby.
Welcome back, C. We missed you, man.
Yeah, man. I miss y'all too, man.
It's your girl AJ coming back, being your marketing rep. You know I'm here just to give you more tips.
Oh, yeah, AJ's back with the tips and hints, all right? Tips and hints, don't you forget it. She got a little interlude coming in later, but everybody's going to get involved. Everybody's dived in, so I'm excited. And, of course, don't forget the great galvanizers in the edutainment space, our coaches. Coaches, say hello to the people.
What's up? This is Dr. Luda Q. What's going on, y'all?
Dr. Luda Q.
Boy, you dropping them, Tim.
Pups are in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, great people? This is DC. Glad to be back for episode 2. Super excited about what we're about to get into, which is going to be some really, really good stuff for all of you peer leaders and students out there, advisors and educators too.
In case you didn't know, now you know. That's DC, not District of Columbia, but David Charles. Holla at me. Let's move on to our check-in of the day. You know we love to check in. We check in at every meeting, every training, every huddle. So it's only right we check in for every episode. Team, today's check-in gets a bit personal as I'm extremely interested in what you've been watching at home. So, co-host, tell them what we checking in about.
Man, so this week, the check-in is, drum roll, please. It's all about the bingeables, baby, right?
Yeah.
Is an act of excessive or compulsive consumption. So, what have you been binge watching, reading, or eating during this time? So let's go ahead and check in. Lou, what's up, man? Talk to the people. Lou,
Man, what's going on, C, man? I definitely echo that it's great to hear your voice, see your face, brother. I've been taking the way back this week, man. What it's been. Good Times is what I've been binging on all 6 seasons. I finally finished last night. So now I'm about to check out the last season of Orange is the New Black, since I never did that. So, that's where I'm at with this binge thing, man. Just laughing.
Dynamite!
Hey, other coaches, check in for us. We're going to DC out in South Carolina. Talk to us.
Hey, man, it's been a crazy week of binge watching. I just got into Netflix Tiger King. Like, it was that big of a deal. I didn't realize it. And then I got Doc Ansel. So as you said earlier, I'm in South Carolina. He's over there in Myrtle Beach. Got different things popping, man. I don't know if Carol did it. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, it's interesting watching Tiger King, man.
Did she do it? We'll find out on next week's episode.
I know, right?
50 Cent say he did that. He did it, bro.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. All right, man. Thanks for checking in, DC. Anybody else want to check in with us? What you been binge watching?
For me, it's gotten real interesting, but I went back and I was like, I'm going to watch the classics I missed out on because I was too young. So I'm watching The Wire right now, and it is wild. Let me see why everybody was like so obsessed and thinks this is one of the greatest shows of all time. So I'm like really excited to watch all this gory stuff and, grimy stuff happening. I'm here for the ride, so it's been interesting.
That's what's up, man. I haven't been watching a lot of TV, but I have been reading. I've been binge reading the Bible, man. My grandma got me back on it, man, making me check in, during these tough times with this COVID-19. So just make sure you check in and whatever you're doing, man. Y'all let us know in the comments below what you've been binge watching, reading, or eating. My sister is a big Hot Pockets fan. So, yeah.
Hot Pockets.
Shout out to them Hot Pockets, yo, and the Bible. Yo, that's a long book, Cornelius. So we'll be talking for a lifetime. I want to see what stories you read now. Thanks for that check-in. See, thanks for everybody for checking in on All About the Bingeables. Like you said, dropping in your comments. We want to know what you've been watching, reading, and eating. One thing I've been watching, and I don't want anybody to laugh at me. It's a throwback too, but the missus has got me on Grey's Anatomy, and I love it, yo. I'm like, Grey. I'm like, Doctor, and they're so witty. They're quick on their feet. And people on the surgery table, but I like Grey's. I come out of a Grey's episode wanting to be a different person. I even had dreams of saving a kid's life, yo. So shout out Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I got to get on there. I heard about that, Tim. I got to get on there. I heard the whole series is on Netflix or something.
Yeah, Grey's is good. I'm addicted.
Hey, Tim, man, you mentioned something real cool, man, talking about they quick on their feet, right?
Yeah.
Because, man, I think today's episode is actually going to take them into that, why you got to be quick on your feet when you get these financial aid award letters.
Big facts.
Don't miss out on these Benjamins.
Oh, don't miss out on the Benjamins while you binge watching. You hear me? So look, let me take them into today's topic. Cornelius said it perfectly. You got to be quick on your feet. So today's topic is, drum roll please, top 5 things to know about your financial award letter. On today's episode, we're sharpening our financial literacy skills by learning the top 5 things you need to know about that award letter, how to read it, how to dissect it. Not just anything, but what is your prospective institution offering you and your family? You might be rich in spirit, but some of that financial backing is coming from your household. And if the school is offering any sort of funding, but what does that financial award letter say? You've done the hard work to earn your acceptance, but it will take smart work to fund your post-secondary education. Question to C. Will, what should our listeners expect from today's conversation?
Well, man, I got 3 things for you all out there to listen to, but make sure that you take note and take tips for what we'll be talking about. 1, you're going to learn about our personal financial journeys, the coaches, man, and get some insight on how we managed to get to and through college. 2, you'll learn some tips and advice on what to look for when you receive your financial aid award letter and how to be a budget-savvy student. And then 3, you'll learn about how to stretch your dollars and some do's and don'ts that you should follow on this journey to success. Check?
Check.
All right, cool. Let's get into it, Tim.
Let's get into it. In the great words of Dwayne Carter, a.k.a. Lil Wayne, the money is the motive. So let's start off with our discussion questions. But I'm going to just let y'all know who are the coaches on the call that's going to be leading these questions. And I'm going to just throw out that first one. To any of us, we've all been to college or some type of post-secondary training, planning, or journey. But how did you fund your college education, DC? How did you get the thousands or hundreds of dollars to pay for those 4 years of college?
Yo, so Tim, actually what is a cool situation for me, it actually was 3. It wasn't even 4. I was at 3 years with my college journey. But, just when it comes down to how to fund it, man, it's all about that self-advocacy. Like if you've been at our workshops, if you've been at our training camps, if you talk with a peer forward coach, they're going to tell you that it's all about what are you willing to do to market yourself in the best possible light when it comes down to getting this money. So being able to be a good student, being able to be in those extracurricular activities, being able to scour those scholarship searches that your guidance counselor and that your other individuals are telling you to do. That definitely was a big part of my journey. Just to give the short of it, I'll definitely want to talk a little bit more because some really cool opportunities that were provided to me.
Yeah, DC, that makes a big difference. That self-advocacy is huge for everybody. I mean, but Cornelius, bro, you and I was in college around the same time, so how'd you even fund yours coming from the state of Florida?
Oh, man. So down in Florida, we got this state scholarship. State scholarships are huge. It's called Florida Bright Futures for me. And they paid about 75% of my tuition. That was a blessing for me. But also, man, using my family and my resources within my community, man, just going out and finding different organizations that I partnered with, the service, did some community service with, and advocated for stuff on, hey, you got a few extra dollars you can help a brother out with, get through college and stuff. That was one of the biggest ways. But also when I got to college, I needed some money on the side because I was in that bracket to where I didn't get financial aid. And thought my parents made a little bit too much money. And so I had to get a part-time job, man. So shout out to all the small businesses out there.
Shout out to the small business. If anybody got one of them small business loans coming through thanks to the stimulus package, shout out to you. Because I don't have a small business and I didn't have one in college, but how you pay for college is integral to your success. So thanks for sharing, gentlemen.
Hey, got you, man. So, hey, coaches, man, I got to play for catch it. Oh, they got it. They got it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all caught that out there too, peer leaders. So next question is, what's your main source of income during your college matriculation?
Hey, man, that's a good question. You're taking me back to like my struggling days. I ain't struggling no more, but if I got to think back 15 years ago, what I did, I actually did work study. Work study was my saving grace for a couple of reasons. One, it gave me some income and it just helped me strengthen my passion for education. I worked in the College of Education for the College Reach Out program, which tutored high school students across the county. And being eligible for work study allowed me to be eligible for food stamps as well. So, I applied for food stamps, and that was another source of income that was super valuable back in those days. And, if you got close friends, you pull a lot of your resources together and y'all help each other get it through. But that was pretty much my main source of income was work study, food stamps, the occasional bothering your parents, guilting your parents into giving you some money. And one semester I didn't want to work, so I took out a loan my last semester just to pay my rent and got through college that way. So just being smart about the resources I was tapping into. So that was how I got through my college.
Check in. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Lou, to Q, for sharing. I'm going to kick it over to our coach, Baja. Tell us, how did you get through college as far as income-wise?
Well, my story wasn't as nice as Lou's, actually. So I didn't have any training or any mentors to help guide me through paying for college. So I actually took out a lot of loans. I worked at H&M all 4 years of college. And I just tried to pay my... Say it one more time.
Discounts?
Definitely got the discounts. Definitely had clothes all year round. But as far as reducing my costs for when I graduate, I did not do that. So I think for me, if I have any advice to give is really get that mentorship as far as how you're going to pay for college, because that's something I didn't advocate for myself and I'm paying for it now.
Check. Mentorship. I like that. Making sure that you reach out to your resources and getting the things that you need, because that's one of the main reasons students in college drop out. They don't ask for resources. They don't ask for help. And so make sure that y'all are doing that and checking in.
See, I actually got a story about that, man.
Oh, what's up, DC?
Let me share my story real quick. Is that with mentorship, I was a part of a community service organization. It's called Progressive Black Men. And in the midst of that, we actually had a sponsor that helped us know about our financial aid office. And so there was a specific financial aid counselor that we all knew about, and she was able to help if we qualified for it to get work study. I initially did not qualify for work study, but because I had a mentor and because I had a sponsor that was able to let me know about the opportunities available, I was actually able to get work study for my second and third year of college, which really came into clutch. So that's one thing I can definitely say about that mentorship that Baja was talking about that can come really, really key in the clutch.
Hey, I like that. That's right on point, DC. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Hey, Corey, can I share one more tidbit? Because DC's is triggered something.
You know what? You can. And so I want y'all to share out any advice that y'all would give y'all younger self. This is right here. So what's up?
I think I would have done more research on the institutional awards. I think I just knew about FAFSA, but just didn't take into account the entire process. FAFSA is just like one level of the formula, but building a relationship with the financial aid team at your school will unlock some more resources, right? So the stronger your relationship is, the more information you know. And I was able to apply for this Florida Fund for Minority Teachers because of my major. It unlocked additional awards. But what I would tell my younger self now, I would also take advantage of those gap year programs. One of the things that I was thinking about, if it's not a gap year, like a city year or other gap year programs, I would probably pick up a trade before going to college. So going to like a trade school. And so while I'm in college, whether it's HVAC, barbering, or whatever, while I'm in college, I can earn some income and not really rely on loans, because you can shape your college experience the way you want to. So that's what I would just tell my younger self, it's a lot of ways to skin this cat. Give them all of the options instead of the limited options that I felt that I had. So,
check.
That's good information, Dr. Luda Q. We appreciate that insight. I think for me, one way I funded it, I did have work study. And at Morehouse, as a freshman, you don't get visitation until the end of first semester or by homecoming. It's just a norm, to keep everybody focused. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no visitation from Spelman or to Spelman until we got deep into the semester. One of the work study positions I had was residence hall duty, and I would sign visitors in. And that was you want to look for work study that's one going to give you the money, but one that comes with some benefits, whether that be socially or academically too. And so as a residence hall signee, I would sign people in. I sit at the desk for about 5 hours a night. I'd also knock out my homework sitting at that desk. People would come through. I'd have my tutor come tutor me there. I could study for an exam. I've got my computer right in front of me. That's the best way. Although it did get distracting, but that was a social benefit because now people knew me as, Tim at the door. Tim at the door. Who can I try to get? But it's a ton of benefits to the work study piece. I just think you have to make sure, want to maximize that opportunity. One downfall of that, and I see my live audience going crazy in the chat. Someone said, didn't someone steal your laptop? Yes, somebody stole my laptop. I was studying my tail off, and somebody came and snagged my laptop. It was some locals, yo. So
it's all right, bro. You just got to, that's the tip, man. You just got to make sure that you always.
It happens. It happens. But, at the end of the day, it was a good work study experience, just being able to fund my education and keep that money in your pocket. So it's good to have money in your pocket.
Hey, can I add something really quick for our community college and our technical college folks? So one thing I want to add really quick for them is that in which I've had the opportunity with my sister-in-law, working with her when it comes to, she actually went the technical college route or community college, depending upon where you are in the country, is that there are a lot of opportunities for your technical college and community college students when it comes to financial aid as well. The key thing is being able to know what's available as you're graduating from high school, but also there are financial aid opportunities that you can actually apply for within your first semester. So one of the things that happened for my sister-in-law is that she actually qualified for a really great state scholarship after she completed her first semester at the technical college and did really well. So that's one thing I definitely want to just say to our technical college, to our community college, to our trade school students. Don't feel left out either just because you may or may not be at a 4-year institution right now, because there is financial aid big time available for you. It's all about making those connections.
Right, DC, thank you, man, for that. It's all about making the connections. But one thing I want y'all to take away from it is perseverance, man. Never take no for an answer. Don't do someone else's job for you. Like, you will never know what the outcome is going to be until you try. Y'all know the saying, man, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So take those shots. Ching, 3-pointers. That's the play for y'all right now, man. Take those shots. This is the time is now. To wrap up this next session, man, hey, all my coaches out there, tell me one thing, man. Was your post-secondary education worth it? For me, not only was it worth it, but the experience that I had and the relationships that I built changed my life for the better. So I just want to know if that's for me. Shouts out to University of South Florida. Go Bulls. What's up, y'all?
Definitely, it was worth it for me. I went to Georgetown University. It was really my first time coming to a new state, a new city, and very much enjoying my experience of just being somewhere new and choosing that for myself. Definitely at Georgetown, I learned how to take care of myself mentally, but also spiritually. Like, just the themes that the school goes by and the lessons that they teach you, I've just been able to take that with me into my real life. So 100% was worth it, and your girl left with very little loan. So
yeah, all of the experience that I had at all of the institutions that I went to was worth it. It was so much beyond the academics. I started off at a HBCU, transferred to a community college, went to a predominantly white institution where I graduated, went to a small Catholic university, and now I'm pursuing my doctorate degree from a HBCU. And I say that to say all the institutions taught me invaluable information, taught me how to network, taught me how to build bridges, and it just made me who I am today.
Thanks, Lou.
Appreciate you, Dr. Lou the Q. We got time for one more share out. Baja, what's up?
Yeah, I definitely think my post-secondary journey was super worth it, even though it was tumultuous for me. So it was a lot of ups and downs. I didn't graduate within 4 years. I have a lot of debt, but the gains that I got from it, right? Like the career that I ended up in, the people that I built relationships with, the networking that I was able to do, 5 years later is still benefiting me. So definitely worth it.
Perfect, man. Thank you, coaches, for checking in today. I think these discussion questions was really on point. Listeners, if you have any questions, follow-up questions, want to pick our brains, just leave a comment below, and we'll be sure to let you know and check in with you and follow up. You should leave your name and your school so we'll know which school you're with.
Check. Now, the discussion definitely got some things going. It's good to learn about everybody's experience and how we were getting money. I know we all experienced those post-secondary journeys at different times. I'm not going to call out anybody's age, but the insight and information definitely helped a great deal. So I'm going to go to the next piece, our interlude. As you know, AJ, our marketing representative, has tons of tips and hints on what you should be doing during this pandemic, whether you're at your house, outside, which you shouldn't be, or whether you're in your bedroom. Let's hand it over to Aloysia Jean with today's tips and hints.
All right, y'all. So my first tip and hint is a way you can get support and also connect with folks. So if you didn't know, our amazing coaches, the coaches with the Mostest, they are holding office hours. And so if there's ever a time where you feel like, you're feeling particularly lost in this college application season, this college acceptance season, you don't know what to do, your coaches are there. If you feel like your team needs some motivation, like the students at your school need some motivation through this quarantine, your coaches are there. And so we want to just make sure everybody knows to contact your coach, whether that's Cornelius, Tim, DC, Lou, Mike, Chris, Gabe, they're all going to be there for you. Just shoot them a quick email or hit them up whatever way you know how, and they'll be there for you during office hours. And don't forget, everybody, workshop applications for volunteers are open, and they will be open for a minute. So don't forget that you can change lives by being a writing coach. Helping students write their personal statements, tell their story, and be honest about who they are and what they want to achieve. You could also sign up to be a college coach. These are people who meet one-on-one with students to help them build the perfect college list. At Peer Forward, we always like to say, there is a college for everyone. And we can help you find that college. Just give us an hour and tell us about yourself. So if you're interested and doing that work and being a college coach or a writing coach, absolutely apply. You can find that application on our website, peerforward.org, or you can hit us up at volunteer@peerforward.org.
Hey.
Give it
That's
up
it,
for
man.
those tips and hints.
Woo-hoo. Tips and hints. The department is rolling, man. Checking in about marketing. I got a quick marketing, what I like to call play for you. And this is from our longtime director of college coaching, our expert special guest today. He's coming all the way from the East Coast. Give it up for Bill Craig as he comes and gives you all some tips and more hints on how to read your financial aid award letter during these times. But most importantly, it's 5 things that I want you all to take away from it. We'll be back shortly.
Hello, everyone. This is Bill Craig, and I want to share 5 things to know about your financial aid award letter. And that financial aid award letter will really be a critical document in helping you understand exactly how much you're going to have to pay for your college education. You'll receive a financial aid award letter from any college that you've been admitted to. The challenge, though, is that every college organizes its financial aid award letters differently, formats them differently, and sometimes includes different figures and different data on those letters. But I want to share with you 5 things that I think will be really helpful for you in understanding what's in the letter and in doing your financial planning. The first is identifying the total cost of attendance. Every college and university determines what the total cost of attending college for a year is. Typically, colleges add the cost of tuition, room, and board for 2 semesters. In other words, they determine the cost of attending classes for 2 semesters, staying in a residence hall for 2 semesters, and eating in a dining hall for 2 semesters. Add those 3 figures up. That's the total cost of attendance. But we know there are costs in addition to that for students. For instance, you're going to have to buy books and supplies, and depending on the class, the cost of that can be significant. If you are attending college away from your home, you're going to have to pay for transportation. There's going to be a cost for transportation to get to college at the beginning of the school year, to return at the end of the school year, and for getting back and forth during major breaks like winter break, spring break, and Thanksgiving. There are also, of course, personal expenses. You're going to have a cell phone. You're going to want to have spending money. If you are want to be part of the Greek system, there's a cost attached to that as well. So those are those indirect costs, the books and supplies, transportation, and personal expenses, are really truly a part of the total cost of attendance. So if your financial aid award letter does not include those costs, there's a place to get an estimate of it, and I've put it right there, that College Navigator site. The second thing you're going to want to do is identify and find the total of the grants and scholarships that you've been awarded. And as I know you know, the importance of the grants and scholarships is that's free money. That's money you don't have to pay back. So once you've determined the total of that, then you can compute your net cost. In other words, how much is it going to cost me to attend for this first year of college? That's an easy computation. You're going to take the total cost of attendance that you identified in number 1. You're going to subtract the grants and scholarships that you've identified in number 2, and that will give you your net cost. Let me show you an example of this. And these are figures from an actual financial aid award letter. And you will see that they begin with gift aid, the grants and scholarships. So you can see they're both 2 university scholarships, and this student qualified for a Pell Grant as well. Your financial aid letters will be typically organized like this by semester. So you can see for the aid for the full academic year, and you can see a total gift aid of $34,000. There are also the federal loans, subsidized and unsubsidized Stafford loans, as well as Parent Plus loans are part of this financial aid award letter, and then the total cost of attendance. And in this instance, I included this because this letter does include the direct expenses, tuition, room, and board, for a total of $58,000. And the indirect expenses are also there, an estimate of those of $3,000. So for this institution, there is a total cost of attendance by adding these two figures of $61,000 sum. And remember, and the gift aid, the scholarships and grants, $34,000. So the net cost, or in what this college cost describes as the out-of-pocket cost, is $26,851, which you get by, again, taking the total cost of attendance, subtracting the gift aid. Now, in this instance, and this is not the case all the time, you'll notice that the loans that are offered match the total out-of-pocket cost. So there is a way of covering that out-of-pocket cost. The college is offering these loans, which of course have to be paid back, and they do have to be paid back with interest. That's why these loans are not included as part of the gift aid. So this does have to be paid back, but it is a way of covering those expenses. Okay, two other things I want to share with you. Many financial aid award letters will include work study. Work study are jobs on campus that students can work to earn money, and for usually working up to 20 hours a week. So some financial aid letters will have a figure on there for work study, say $1,000 a semester. It's important to understand that's not necessarily a guarantee of, for instance, $1,000 a semester, because if you are awarded work study as part of your financial aid award letter, you have to apply for a job, you have to be hired for a job, and you actually have to work that job. So while that can be an important source of income, if that's part of your financial aid award letter, there are a couple of questions you need to ask. One is, what is the application process? What are jobs that are available for me? And if, for instance, it's $1,000 a semester, how many hours will I have to work in order to actually earn that $1,000? It's also important to know that money, while it can be part of a financial aid award letter, is not coming off the cost of your tuition, or it's not being deducted from your room and board. That money comes straight to you. So it'd be up to you to use it to defray your expenses. So students, a lot of times that have work study, that's a way of cutting down or helping with your personal expenses, or maybe with your textbooks as well. The fifth thing, the last thing I want you to know, is the scholarships. Some scholarships have eligibility requirements. So you need to ask about that, as well as their availability to you as you move through your college career. The financial aid award letter is a letter of financial aid for your first year of college. You want to find out if there are special scholarships that the university or college is awarding you during the freshman year. Are they renewable? In other words, will they be available to me during my sophomore, junior, and senior years in college? And if so, are there eligibility requirements, such as a minimum GPA? So typically, those would be renewable if students maintain a minimum GPA of 3.0, for instance. Those are important questions for you to ask so that you can plan, not just for your first year, but for your full college career. All right, so thank you very much for listening, and I wish you nothing but success as you start your college career.
That's it. So y'all give it up for Bill Craig, man. If y'all have any questions about the top 5 things you learned about reviewing your financial aid award letter, be sure to mention it in the comments below. We can get you a direct line to our director of college coaches. You'll see them more at our summer workshops. For our juniors who's listening, you will have an opportunity to meet them. But just wanted to make sure that you all caught what he said and you didn't miss a beat. 1, remember to identify the total cost of your institution. Number 2, identify your grants and scholarships. These things can be very helpful when you get down to that last dollar and actually paying for your college without taking out loans. Another thing was to compute your total net cost. So what's the total value or the total cost of the school? And a lot of colleges, not saying any names or anything, but they might leave out certain things to make your financial aid award letter look more appealing than some of their competitors. So make sure you know about, eating on college campuses, also called room and board. You got to eat and got to live, transportation costs, and also 4, work study is not guaranteed. So make sure that you understand how you're going to pay for things when you get to campus. And also, how are you going to make sure that you're eating every day? Because work study, as Dr. Luda Q said, is beneficial, but make sure that you're doing it the right way. And then finally, scholarships. These get tricky, ladies and gentlemen. Scholarships are not always as easy as they seem. Some have eligibility requirements, and most of them are renewable. So check and see which scholarships are renewable before you make that choice. And remember, there aren't just scholarships for seniors, juniors, sophomores, everyone listening. There's a scholarship out there for you. Check.
Hey, see, but before we go into the colas, I just want to make a plug about what you said, renewable. A lot of the times our high school students, they look for these big, grand $20,000 scholarships, and renewable scholarships is one of the ways I sustained my financial backing through college. So whether you're a senior graduating high school, or maybe you're a freshman or sophomore in your second term in college, you want to look for renewable scholarships that you can earn at the top of each semester. If you're a student on campus already, you want to think about the resources and the people you're engaging with on a daily basis, whether it be your academic advisor, your financial advisor. Truth be told, it might be a peer leader that's throwing resources to you on a monthly basis. We want to take those resources and apply it to our lifestyles as college students. One thing someone always told me before I went to college was that you're not a student, you're a customer. And if you've paid this much money to earn your degree from this institution, be sure that you're spending and earning every dollar that you spent to be there, learning information about financial aid, what type of scholarships, what does that institution not only offer you, but what can they give you as a prospective alumni of that post-secondary place. Please take advantage of the money, because in the great words of Dwayne Carter, Lil Wayne, the money is the motive.
Hey, I like that, Tim. But one thing, man, for my current college students, we didn't forget about you. We know it's hard. We know you all are going through it right now. For some of you all in your first semester right now, experiencing this online college or online classes can be a huge challenge. So one thing I just want to leave with you all today is make sure that you make professional relationships. Like, it's good to know your social relationships with your friends and all your clubs that you join, but make sure that you know your advisors, your financial aid office, your admission counselors, because these are individuals who have been there and they've seen it every year, year in and year out, and they can give you some great advice.
Absolutely, Cornelius. And if I could jump in here, like, you really have to know what your school offers in your major. So if you've never gone before, go to your financial aid officer or go to the head of your department and go ahead and ask what scholarships are available for people in your major. Go ahead and ask your financial aid officer about any grants, any scholarships, any opportunities that are out there that people may not know. Other opportunities that are always available are internships and projects that your school may be working on.
Check. Thank you for that, AJ. Yeah, we heard the alarms going off in the background, but it's all right because we know that these are hard times. And so we want to make sure that you all are listening and plug in. So today, as we end our episode of this week's Perfect Play, we always want to close with our colas. And no, it's not a soda, but any connections, any observations, any learnings, and any acknowledgments for all my listeners out there before we close out. Be sure to drop your colas in the comments below. We love to hear from you. But coaches and other listeners today, what's some colas that y'all walked away with?
I want to appreciate the wealth of information that all the coaches shared. We all come from different parts of the country and have different experiences in our college journey. And I've learned a great deal of information from you all, especially advocating and going after the information while you're in college? I know the journey is to get to college, but while you're in college, you still got to seek more information.
Always seeking information to be better. AJ, what's up?
For me, it's just about observing new ways that you can get in where you fit in, right? So figuring out from your financial aid officer, the head of your department, your friends, your support system on campus, what's new and what's out there for you.
Facts.
One of the learnings I had from you all that I can definitely give back to my nieces who are currently applying for college is to look for internships and scholarships that are specific to their major. I think that's really a good takeaway when you're looking for scholarships in this season.
Real. Thanks, Baja.
Hey, this is Raquel. Can I jump in real quick?
Raquel, what is up, Rob? The mother of coaches. Give it up.
What's up, everybody? I'm listening to this wealth of information here. So proud of the coaches and just, their willingness to share. But I'm just thinking, we're in this pandemic, this awful situation, and we're trying to make the best of things and sharing information. And I'm thinking, there may even be relief and scholarships and loans that come out of this particular situation that we're in right now. So whether you're in high school thinking about going to college, you're about to finish your bachelor's and looking for a graduate program, I would say start looking at the resources that are coming out due to COVID-19, and let's turn this negative situation into something positive for ourselves.
Hey, flip the script. Flip the script. Not only the bag this week, flip the script. Hey, before we wrap up all of this, man, just make sure that y'all save some coins for a rainy day. Be sure to consider all of your options when you're looking at these financial aid reward letters, but also when you're getting these acceptance letters to these various colleges. For my current college students, we know that rainy days come more often than we would like. So make sure that you have something in the bank to help you out before you make that drastic decision. Now, I'm going to kick it back to my man, Tim Spice, on the plug, man, and let us know what's you're expecting for next week and how they can reach out to us.
Oh, most definitely. I don't normally say this, but only at training camps. Team, you want to make sure you follow us at Peer Forward. Our marketing team does a great job of highlighting what you all are posting. And in the next few weeks, we'll be showing the things you all are doing virtually. So take advantage of those office hours, those team huddles, and continue to reach out to your students because they need to hear your voice in this pandemic. But without further ado, thank you for listening to episode 2. Please share this episode with your peers, parents, and listeners because knowledge is power. On our next episode, we'll be inviting our infamous director of college coaching back, Mr. Bill, ladies and gentlemen. And he'll be accompanied by Kevin. It's Bill and Kevin. Bill and Kevin will be coming through. We've also referred to them as Salt and Pepper or even Ebony and Ivory. So make sure you join to hear what information they have to drop off for us as they dive into compiling your college list. Everybody's not graduating this year. Some of us are underclassmen. You have to think about what does post-secondary look like for you now, not when it's time to graduate. Thank you for joining the Perfect Play.
Hey, we out. See y'all next week.